Good evening and welcome to Cult of Contempt. The show will begin shortly as soon as we get transmission to space. In the meantime, watch this.
It's fucking humid. It's fucking hot. This weather has got to stop.
Hello, fine Americans. Sean Rushmore here with a special public service announcement. I'm here to warn you of a liberal menace. Robots, specifically Roombas. Why can't liberals clean their house the old-fashioned way? By secretly hiring illegals. No. Mark my words, robots will kill you. Today it's vacuum cleaners. Tomorrow it's Skynet. You have been warned.
It's now time for On the Radar with Dusty.
Hey guys, it's Dusty, and here's what's on my radar. So I was cruising through Asbury Park and I saw this cool band Serpent Worship doing a set at the Wonder Bar. Here's a little taste. And then I discovered the treasure of Bergen County, Celtic Corner, where the stripped down aces were jamming with a really hot bartender. And don't forget the big show. August 17th, Cult of Contempt presents Jim and Ali's tribute to the Clash Bar. Featuring 6-8 Mathematics, Mage Party, the Stripped Down Aces, and Paul Mald and the Defenders. I'm not sure which lineup it'll be. I hope Hulk's there. He plays a mean guitar. And don't forget to be on the lookout for my new show, North Jersey Rocks Video Digest with me, Dusty, on the Sweet Jimmy Network, coming to YouTube.
Live from space, but really in a living room. Inquisitor is looking firmly with an inquiry. It's time to name the asshole of the week soon. Cult of Contempt. Cult of Contempt. Cult of Contempt. Wednesdays at 8:15. Yeah, now they can hear us. What's up? Hey, oh, hey.
What's up? Can you hear me now?
Whoa, hey. What's up, groovy people? What's up?
Welcome to Cult of Contempt.
Or Cock for short. Did you guys know who I got to see this weekend?
Who'd you get to see?
The Accelerators.
Hey!
And I got to pick up
the show.
a copy of their new CD, Marching to the Beat of a Different Drummer.
Ooh.
And I was reading the liner notes after I had made my purchase.
Yeah.
Right.
And guess whose name is in here?
Yours.
Mine! I played on one of the songs on this.
Wow.
It's awesome, so go buy it. The Accelerators, Marching to the Beat of a Different Drummer. Mike Random's on it, but he's alright.
Nice.
Yeah, I was gonna be a dick and just burn it off you, but I decided to support the local scene, and it's $5 for 16 songs. That's a fucking bargain.
That's
I mean, pardon my French. That's a great deal.
That's a cunting bargain.
Yeah, and so I'm in negotiations to get one. It's just the guy I see. The guy I see more is not the guy who has the disc. So there's a complicated exchange.
Yeah, it's very complicated.
What?
Everybody keeps asking me. They're like, "Hey, I saw you're on that. Where can I get that?" I'm like, "Go see the Accelerators." That's all I can tell you. I don't know.
It's my understanding that Ron possesses them. I don't know if he's hoarding them, but he possesses them. So I assume they're in some safe location in Ron's hood.
They're in Ron's bunker.
Yeah. He's got a throne made out of them, like the Game of Thrones swords, and he sits on them.
Yeah.
And he just plots shit.
I'll tell you something. Adrian Rizzo.
Yeah.
She's hardcore. She actually had a cassette from the Accelerators from the late 80s that had Don't Let Kids Play with Dead Things on it. It's one of their older songs.
She's the one who introduced
Oh, you have it? Are you pulling one out?
She introduced me to the
I have one right here somewhere. I don't know where it went, but it's in there.
But the funny thing
on the
was, she
floor.
told me about that song,
on
and
the
then like 2 days later I see them, and then Aunt's like, oh yeah, I know them. And I'm like, oh, okay.
was just a little boy, I had a very special toy. That was a great song. The guy who sings that in the band is a guy, John. He passed away.
Oh, okay.
And I think like him and Ron and like AC were probably like the 3 guys that were like in that band. I don't know. Dave Ross too. I know there was the drummer Dave. But yeah, I guess the guy John passed away, and Anthony like kind of ended up in his spot. Like
Anthony's solid, and I think he's one of the best things about the group. Like,
Yeah, he's great.
he can solo good, and I've jammed with him, and he just pulls solos out of his ass.
Yeah, he's an animal.
Yeah, he's
he's
fantastic.
He's great. And then I saw him drum with the Ants, with Evil Annie and the Ants, and he's a maniac. He's doing like Buddy Rich kind of crap. It's crazy. He's all over the.
Yeah, go buy the new Accelerators record. March into the beat of a different drummer.
If you can find it.
If you could find it.
With special guests Paul Mold and Mike Random.
Yeah, me.
Paul Mold. Mike Random.
One of them is special.
And would you be pushing this album so hard, Mr. Maul, that you yourself weren't
Of
on
course he would.
Now, you know what? The reason I love it...
journalistic integrity on the line.
Let me tell you something. The reason I'm pushing it even harder is because Ron sold it to me before I knew I was on it. So that's how I knew it was good. And then I saw my name, and now it's like,
So is the case he knew or he forgot? I just have a feeling he's like writes so many songs and does so many shows and he has no idea.
He told me he wanted it to be a surprise. But I think, honestly, we recorded that song like 2016. One day I got a call, and it's like, hey, Paul, it's Ronnie Skull. Anthony can't make it to the studio, so would you want to come play guitar on a song with me and AC and AC's son? He's going to play guitar. I'm like, yeah.
But that's the thing about Noel. He is the epitome of this new philosophy. If the shark's broken, fix it. Like, if this guy doesn't have a drummer, he's got like 5 drummers in his speed dial. He can have a drummer for different shows, and I think certain drummers have certain gigs like, you know, scraped out for themselves.
Yeah.
I think Troy gets the.
Well, I got to go to Ron's house an hour before going to the studio. He's like, here's the chords, and he's like playing the song for me. I'm like, I learned it. I mean, I could play it again that day. I couldn't play it again now. And then I sang backing vocals and shit on it. But like, I never heard that song in my life, and I remembered one time he's like, hey, could you can you Photoshop yourself into a picture of us? Because we didn't have a picture. And it's the worst looking like Photoshop job ever. It's like me with long hair, and I made like a wrestling pose, like, where I look like I should be on like a wrestling 8x10. And then I just took a model's legs and fucking Photoshopped like from my shirt up on the model's legs. And I'm like out of proportion with them. Like the lighting on me is wrong. It's fucking great.
On like the first or second Fudge record, they had their first drummer Al, and like it's the band, but Al's not there, so they just have this floating head in the background. It makes it look like he's leaned over. And if you glance at it, you don't notice, but if you look really closely, there's just this fucking floating head.
It's not him.
I think it's on the Roadkill record, but I forgot. Oh my god, I don't look at CD pictures anymore. You know, it's not.
I got to
It's
hang out.
funny how you guys like phoned it in on a couple of records. You never think of it like that, you know.
No, I never phoned it in.
It's a DIY. It's
No, you know
part of the
what it is?
DIY ethos, you know, to make it work.
Listen, it's not. It's like math. You're like, can you phone in math? Sure, but 2 + 2 = 4.
Right.
Like with something like that, like with an Accelerator song, it's not like a Rush song where I have
I'm
to
not talking
really.
about the song. I'm talking about the art on the album.
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
he
you
meant
know,
like
like
the
the cover
lazy photoshopping and.
That's not lazy, dude. That's fucking. That's $1 million
No, I'm
Photoshop.
talking about when you photoshopped yourself into the album, and then the guy with the floating head.
Oh, yeah, I love photoshopping myself into shit. I want to Photoshop myself into the Cats trailer.
Oh my god.
Just murdering everything that moves. Did you watch that?
I did. I kind of found it disturbing.
I'm going to play the video of the Cats trailer for the
Alright, I gotta warn you, it's a little erotic.
for the live audience
Jim
right now.
finds it erotic.
Ooh, the vapors. I was not into Taylor Swift until now.
Shut up.
I really wasn't.
Really?
on. Why is that?
I always thought like she looked like the boring popular girl that nobody asked out because she was pretty and they assumed she had a boyfriend.
Guys,
Yeah, she's gettable.
let's watch the Cats trailer now together. And,
my God.
Witness the horrors.
First of all, the people look a little freakish, I think.
They look fucking horrifying.
Oh man,
like
they're
monsters.
So you would be like the first to fuck an alien, I think, right? Is that
Probably.
it?
I'd be a little hesitant with that. Oh yeah.
There you go.
Go into the cooler.
It went off.
Brought to you by Cult of Content's got our first sponsor, Irritable Bowel Cola.
IBC. Ah! It's Judi Dench as a cat!
And she looks so weird.
I saw Judi Dench as a pussy!
And here's the thing, why would you have someone in a cat costume and then they're wearing a fur coat? Does that make any sense?
No. Yeah, they're...
What? Cats can't accessorize?
Is that really a costume? What is
It
this?
just looks like her head is too small.
It looks like they just CGI'd a bunch of people like the fucking... Like the Cat in the Hat movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's fucking horrifying.
It is horrifying. And I don't know if you ever saw the musical, but I did a long time ago. And
Was it at the Winter Garden Theater?
Now and forever at the Winter Garden
Oh my god, I remember like that, like the 8th grade graduation song was like I was in the band, so whoever was graduating, I had to like listen to their Drek, and they would sing memories. There was just a bunch of like, preteens going.
Oh God,
Awful.
that is awful.
This is horrible.
It's horrifying.
The director of Les Miserables. Good.
I think they're just taking creative license, and this person's art direction. It maybe not be your cup of tea, but I don't know. I find the cast
Stop
kind of
white
erotic.
knighting cats, you asshole. And it's just, what the fuck?
I don't know. I found like the musical was kind of whimsical, and this is just kind of disturbing. It's like it feels like they're trying too hard.
I think they're taking like a Moulin Rouge approach.
I don't really like.
They're going for like.
And there are
Enough.
big names in this.
Enough. I can't do Helen Mirren. Goddamn Judi Dench as a goddamn cat lady.
Ian McClellan's in there.
You know what I gotta watch after that to like cleanse my palate?
Which one did you watch? Because all these trailers came out because of Comic-Con in San Diego.
What I watched to cleanse my palate? Top Gun Maverick.
Oh God. That was huge. The first Top Gun was huge when I was a little kid. Like we all wanted to be like fighter pilots.
Ridley Scott, right? That was Ridley Scott movie?
I think it was either Ridley Scott or Tony Scott. It might have been his brother that killed himself.
Great movie. I mean, I just think it's a one-on-one. But I thought of something really kind of funny. In the late '60s, early '70s, I believe Paul Newman had a pool shark movie. And then in the 80s, he reprised that role
in a movie
with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And I kind of feel like this is the same kind of move. It's like after the fact. And because Old Man Logan did really well, I think you're having this old man, facing his immortality and, and Maverick never really fit in anywhere else except behind a fighter jet. And that's why he never got
What
promoted.
57-year-old man would be allowed to fly a fucking fighter jet?
I had a lot of problems with that, but I guess he had a lot of clout because he was the best of the best.
What are you talking about? The dude in Iron Eagle, he wasn't young.
Louis Gossett Jr.?
Yeah, man.
He was like 900 years old.
That was awesome.
Didn't
That was
they
great,
sort of
man.
just kill him off in the second one? Like, no, they killed off the main guy in the second one. Like,
Yeah, no, Louis Gossett Jr. made 4 Iron Eagle movies.
yeah, they killed off the hero of the first one
movie
in the second movie, like the first act.
That's what they used to do a lot in the 80s. They did that in Maniac Cop.
I don't remember.
The first movie is Bruce Campbell is like a cop looking like trying to find this like evil possessed cop, and then I think in the second movie they murder his bitch ass in like 20 minutes.
Really, Bruce Campbell, right? Wow.
Yeah.
Liv Schreiber in the Scream movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was my favorite part of Scream too. When I was a kid, I didn't even know he was like a good actor yet. Like he was just like, he seems like an. Or no, Scream 3 he was in. Is that where he has the show? Which one is it where he has the talk show?
3, and that's the one where he gets killed.
Yeah, that was the shit.
Yeah, he was great, and I noticed him at first in a really dumb movie called Mixed Nuts, where he played a crossdresser. And I just thought he was kind of great. He kind of stole a lot of scenes.
He's fucking awesome on Ray Donovan too. I don't know if you ever saw it.
I never saw Ray
Dude,
Donovan.
that's a great show. They're like 9 seasons into it now, so
geez.
it might be fucking horrible at this point.
I've only watched a couple of episodes.
But I don't know. I feel like, oh, that's the other thing. Like HBO and Showtime, like they're pretty consistent with their shows. They're making a fucking Watchmen show, bro.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I saw that. There's been a lot of mixed reviews about it. Looper's like gone nuts. Like some people are like, ugh, you know, you're ruining Alan Moore's vision. But the art direction looks pretty spot on to the movie.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool. Sort of reimagination of but it pays a lot of homage to the source material. But I mean, that's back when that book came out in '85. Comics weren't really printed that well then.
I thought the storyline was really good, and I feel like one of the things that they kept was kind of like the characters were really round.
Yes, what it said.
That's okay.
They're all really flawed characters, and I think that's really great. I think there's too many flat characters in comic books.
That's what I liked about Alan Moore. He pushed the envelope.
Exactly.
And, impotency and the idea of being a gun. Dr. Manhattan. He's basically a gun.
Yeah. Yeah, and he doesn't act as
you don't wear pants when you're basically your blue cock and balls just flow freely on planet Mars.
From the trailer, it looks like Rorschach's got like a cult of followers.
Well, Rorschach's dead.
I know, but there's like these, it's like the Jokers in Batman Beyond.
Yeah,
it's like this sort of like. From his lessons, they start their own movement.
Well, isn't that in the movie? I mean, I think this is supposed to. I don't know if it takes place in the same continuity as the movie or whatever, but in the movie, it's his fucking journal. Or in the book, it's his journal that they're fucking reading. So it's like that would make sense. Like it got out somewhere, it got published, all these people,
and now you have. And I find that interesting. I thought Rorschach was kind of the most interesting character. Although all the characters had their flaws, and I don't know, the daughter, she was a little vanilla.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like,
I'm
like, I'm with him. Oh, I love impotent guy. Oh, I don't know. She didn't have a lot of dimension, but a lot of female characters did not have a lot of dimension.
They took the dimension out of her character in the movie too, because my favorite subplot is when she's quitting smoking in the book.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite subplots in any. I don't know why I fucking like a subplot about a girl quitting smoking and a superhero guy. It sounds like the most retarded thing, but fucking.
There were a lot
when
of
I watched that movie,
stuff.
I was like, oh, I hope she's like. She quit smoking or whatever. Like I was hoping that was like one of the things they would have brought into the movie, because it just made I feel like
it's part of the characterization. It also helps the motivation of the character because you're on edge when you're not on nicotine. Right?
Yeah, I was
that
impressed
adds to what you're.
That's what made me remember that character in the book. Like is the whole thing about her quitting smoking and I don't know why they didn't fucking put that in the movie. But they did, like with 90 other fucking things.
Well, I mean, they left out that whole pirate comic book where
they shot that though. There's like an extended version with that.
They made an animated thing.
Yeah, the animated thing, and they cut it into the movie. There's like a 4-hour version of that movie.
Shut up!
No one needs that.
I'd rather spend 4 hours watching a Watchmen movie than watching any other fucking Lord of the Rings. No, fucking Star Wars. No.
I like Lord of the Rings.
You know what? Tarantino for 4 hours? No, I wouldn't. I couldn't do it.
I could do it.
What was? Inglourious was almost 4. Was that?
Yeah, almost, but it wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, that one flowed.
Yeah, that was
the Hateful Eight. I thought was a little slow in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it didn't get good until well into the second half.
This new one looks awesome. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I'm gonna check it out. I don't know. I don't like to see talkies in the theater. I like them in the privacy of my own home so I can control the volume. Or go back if I missed something, or because with Tarantino, there's always like an Easter egg.
There's some line that you want to hear, right?
Yeah, and then like I don't know, he's kitschy. Like in Jackie Brown, there's an answering machine message, and if you listen close to the voice, it's fucking him.
Yeah.
It's Tarantino on the answering machine. Mm-hmm. And I saw it. I used to watch his movies over and over. I don't know. I was big in the bag for Pulp. I like Dogs, but I always liked Pulp better. I just thought Pulp was more, it moved better.
When I saw Pulp Fiction the first time, it totally blew my mind, and it changed the way I thought about movies moving forward. I mean, you didn't have to do anything linearly.
Everybody got paid. All the actors
took a pay. At what point did you realize that movie's not linear? Like, how long through that movie were you watching it before you realized, like, wait a minute, what the fuck clothes were they just wearing? This doesn't make sense here. This guy just died, and now he's in this, like...
I always, my father always said, when I'd ask, oh, why is that? Why is it? My dad would be like, it'll be explained.
Because he didn't feel like telling you.
Right, but if you wait for it and you pay attention, you'll get it.
Right.
You know, so I don't know. Yeah, probably. Like, shut the fuck up, Dad. I don't want to listen, but yeah, the great thing about Pulp Fiction I just found out recently was all the actors like Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson, they couldn't pay them their scale, so they made a negotiation where they got points.
Yeah.
And they made more money than they would have at scale, or they like tripled
Oh,
it.
they probably made fucking boku bucks.
Yeah, like
Points on that.
on that film. I mean, like, I don't know. I still have a Pulp Fiction poster in my living room. I know I'm like a college fucking kid.
I like to think of the alternate reality where we have John Travolta and Forrest Gump.
That's right. We're going to talk about the castings that almost
castings
were.
that could have been like Travolta and Forrest Gump, where you would have just thought, well, Forrest Gump is such a cunt.
My name is Forrest Gump.
I don't think he could have.
I need a massage.
No, he couldn't have pulled off like I fucking don't like Tom Hanks, but I'll tell you, Tom Hanks can pull off like an innocence of like a grown man that's like an innocent grown man. That's what he's good at. That's probably why I don't like him.
Yeah,
but
he's doing Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, exactly. That's like perfect for Tom Hanks.
Exactly.
Like you'll never see a movie where
You don't like Tom Hanks?
I really don't like him.
Even his comedy stuff like Dragnet or Dragnet was funny.
Come on now, what was the one? Bachelor Party?
Bachelor Party.
Big?
I don't know.
Big's a classic.
I want to see Tarantino use Tom Hanks.
Tarantino's time.
I want to see Tarantino use him. I want to see Tom Hanks like saying horrible shit and like
when Robin Williams took that dark turn and did like those like 3 films in a row. He did the 1 hour photo, the one with the Insomniac movie,
Pacino,
and then there was the
solve a murder.
the one where he's an editor of people who have like cameras in their eyes and their whole life.
Oh yeah, all of those were good.
Yeah, those were fucked up movies.
But they were AI. And I love about Robin Williams that he could go the other way. Oh, and then he did Death to Smoochie where he's like swearing like a fucking
that was
sailor.
great. Death to Smoochie.
That movie got so panned and I loved it.
Me too.
I want to own it. I really do. I love that movie.
It was great.
Jon Stewart always acts like he's embarrassed about being in it.
He's such an idiot.
But like,
Jon Stewart's in Death to Smoochie.
yeah, he's one. He had that dumb like Caesar haircut. He's one of those agent people that gets killed by the Irish mob in the end.
I don't even remember that.
Because they.
I remember him in Big Daddy.
Yeah, he was great in that.
Yeah,
because he kind of was just playing himself. He was just playing a kind-hearted person.
Half baked.
That big.
Yeah, just get a bag of a $20 weed.
Blue team go! A blue team go! I love that guy. So yeah, so other famous miscasts. I mean, of course, there was Tom Selleck was supposed to be Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
close.
If you talk about like Infinity War, or the Infinite Realms, like, can you imagine a universe where Tom Selleck was Indiana Jones? Maybe the movie would have flopped. You never know.
Christopher Walken as fucking Han Solo.
That was fast enough for you.
No, that was
man.
I know there's that whole thing on SNL, but that was actually he was actually in contention.
Pacino was also up for it.
Could you imagine fucking Pacino and as don't ever tell me the odds, like just yelling at the
It would
robots.
have been a completely different.
No, that's a Han Solo.
There was something. Okay.
That's what Walken went out for, was Han Solo.
went out for Han
See,
Solo.
Harrison Ford has this sort of rugged confidence that the other actors don't. Like, Pacino's always a little on edge, and that's his thing, and it works for him. Like, a great big ass, or, how to do my damn. What was that one movie with where he's blind and he's saying, yeah!
He's always yelling shit.
But, like, Harrison Ford's like, he's like ruggedly tough and he talks
through
with
his
confidence.
teeth and shit.
Hey, but he always is knowledgeable and blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
But
I think you can see him as an intellectual and also a bruiser.
Yeah.
But I don't know that you can see Tom Selleck as like also some,
So I think Tom Selleck would have brought a little bit of comedy to it, or a little
bit of mustache,
a little bit of hey, I'm a hot guy charm to it, whereas Harrison
it
Ford was
definitely
more.
it would have been like more of like was that Romancing the Stone and that kind of shit.
Yeah. Where you, I don't know, Romancing the Stone is basically like, like a woman's novel put into that Indiana Jones sort of,
But Indiana Jones is like,
universe.
in my mind, the perfect movie. And it's like, it's also kind of a thriller. you know? And I don't know that Tom Selleck can kind of pull that off like that, you know? He's a little more aloof, I think.
Yeah, Tom Selleck is too goofy.
Yeah.
Would you guys have liked Nicolas Cage as Superman?
Yes.
Yeah?
No.
You would have been in the back for that?
I've come here from heaven. Like, just the worst actor. He's breathing all heavy. Yeah. The thing is,
He's so wiry and wormy and
my brain explodes trying to think, is Nick Cage a good actor or a bad actor?
Huh?
I don't know.
yeah.
not a good actor.
It's all crazy.
But like one of my favorite movies is fucking Con Air.
Oh, yeah.
And he's great in that with the don't accent. Let go of the bunny. It's fucking great.
go of the bunny.
He's in great movies, but I don't think he's a good actor.
I don't think he has the boyish, the Boy Scout demeanor look.
Did he ever?
Yeah,
He always
for
looks like a
Superman. And
fucking
Superman needs a
weirdo.
certain
Yeah.
jowl, I think.
Yeah, he has like a weak chin to play Superman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been a new take on it. Like, I don't know, like Jack Nicholson didn't exactly look like the body shape of the original Joker.
Superman's supposed to be like
Nobody
a
gave
Boy
a shit
Scout.
about the body shape of the original Joker in 1985 or 88. Like,
But
that
if you
was
really
like,
think about it, Nicholson was just doing his own over-the-top Cesar Romero.
Nicholson was I don't even think he was doing Cesar Romero. I think Nicholson
The
literally.
way the cadence of the laughter is very similar.
I literally think. Well, I'm sure he watched Cesar Romero as a kid or a younger guy.
He
But
adopted elements of
fucking
it.
I feel like Jack Nicholson just put on that makeup, felt real cool, you know, like I'm just gonna fucking do whatever as the fucking Joker, like
Yeah.
"Ah!" He's just like a nut, like
Yeah.
I never like Hamill to me is like voices the perfect like Joker, like that's how like I would imagine like
The
Mark Hamill.
complete schizophrenia, the insanity.
Yeah, like, but that wouldn't have flown in 1988. Like, there had to be, like, if Tim Curry was the Joker, he would have been super gay. You know, like, that would have just been what it ends up
But
being.
he had the body type. I see what you're playing.
Like,
He
there's
was
no.
I think Walter Matthau did the voice for him in one of the 60s cartoons.
Walter Matthau voiced
Yeah.
the Joker?
It might have been. You remember those?
Or was it Jack Lemmon?
Yeah, right. No,
Tim Curry pulled off it, man.
yeah. Pennywise wasn't that gay.
No, but that's
He was
not.
scary.
That's not the clown prince of crime. Okay, that's like a fucking evil, malevolent fucking being that haunts a town.
Would you have a problem if somebody played the Joker a little gay?
No, I think the Joker's super gay.
You do.
That's why I like fucking kind of the way Hamill does it, because he kind of seems like a guy that's like a little bit on both sides of the
A little
coin.
white in the loafers in the way he elegantly
He's like
says
crazy,
things.
yeah, like,
yeah. But he was a major
Batman, no bats. You know, like all that crazy shit
Yeah.
he does. Like,
Oh, Betsy.
yeah, like he's kind of he wants to suck Batman's cock.
But I don't know. He was banging Harley, so
So
she a beard.
I took it more as like kind of like
Yes.
a Vincent Price thing. Like he's just so creepy and out of his mind that he just breaks all those barriers and he's just like a character unto himself.
Yeah.
Like
I
he's almost beyond sexuality.
am gonna see that movie, but I am very.
that Joker.
Oh
Yeah.
God, it looks awful.
I don't know. I'm
De
just.
Niro is in it. How bad could it be?
He just looks sad. I don't want to see him sad. I want to see him evil and killing people and blowing.
I heard
shit
he's
up.
playing like his Rupert Pupkin character in it too.
Oh really?
Fucking De Niro.
Oh. Wait. What? Wait.
Rupert Pupkin? Isn't that the name of the character? He plays that fucking, that comic. What movie is that where he plays that, like, crazy...
Oh, you're talking about Taxi Driver?
No. He's not a stand-up comic in Taxi Driver. There's a movie where Robert De Niro... Siri! What's the movie where Robert De Niro plays a stand-up comedian?
Right.
I got a good co-host.
You got the
guys.
Lindsay.
What you're looking for.
I can't remember what it's called.
Jim's got the Lindsay connection, so
Yeah, no, there's a movie.
Oracle.
he's got a lot of weird movies, doesn't he?
It's old. He plays like a fucking... Like an obsessed like comedy fan or something like that. I forget what it's called. That's gotta be a crazy movie.
Oh, he was a baseball fan. The Fan, right?
No, he's a fucking.
And he was all.
Is his name Rupert Pupkin, the fan?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Siri, who is Rupert Pupkin?
Here's what I found.
Oh God, not pumpkin, you cunt. She's useless. I might be making this whole Rupert Pupkin thing up in my mind. I don't know. I might be going crazy, guys.
So
I've derailed the show with this.
I know.
Nobody knows what's going on now.
Yeah. So.
No, but who else could have been cast in fucked up shit? We could have gotten.
I did some research on this. I looked it up. Let's see. I named
King of Comedy?
The King of Comedy. Yes, it is a real thing.
There was a.
Leave it to the researcher.
Gwyneth Paltrow was supposed to be the lead in Titanic. Apparently, she was up for the lead in Titanic.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why does everybody?
I'm
hate
glad
this so much?
I'm glad I got to see Kate Winslet's tits instead of Gwyneth Paltrow's. Okay.
It's just like, is it because she married the lamest rock star ever? She named her kid Apple, and she steams her vagina?
No, it's because she sells fucking shit that's like healthy.
All three of those things are true, by the way. Anyway, she
sells this stuff called Goop. It's like, oh, this is gonna help you be healthy. For all I know, Gwyneth Paltrow just shits in a bottle and fucking ships it out. I have no idea what this is. But
the fact that she steamed her vagina to clean it, like, the vagina is a self-cleaning unit.
How do you steam a vagina?
I don't know, but some asshole figured out how to get... The whole idea of capitalism is to get a fool from his gold.
Well, yeah.
And those guys in LA find some way to get to these Hollywood types and say, oh, what you need is a colonic. It'll clean out your walls or your, esophagus or whatever. And Penn and Teller, they just had this show Bullshit, and they showed the inside. Shit just doesn't get stuck in your intestines.
No.
It comes out. It doesn't just stick to the side and get backed up.
Yeah, the body fits itself.
It's not that kind of plumbing. It doesn't work that way. But this high colonic thing was this big all the rave in Hollywood in the late 80s.
Well, I'll tell you something. My grandparents were into that in the 30s, so I mean that
colonics.
That was the 1930s kind of thing.
Do you remember the dumb trend of the oxygen bars that just sort of came and went, where people would just suck on air for $10 a pop?
Yep.
It was a thing. It was in Vegas everywhere when I was in Vegas. I didn't do it. I was gonna, but I was like...
I always wanted to try one of those booze drinks, where they put alcohol in this stuff and you just inhale it like a smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was somewhere in Vegas and there was a Star Trek exhibit and they had a bar that was like Worf's bar from Deep Space Nine.
Nice.
And they had an actual
Worf had a bar in Deep Space Nine?
Not Worf, who was the little Ferengi?
Oh, I know that guy, the fucking...
that guy. Yeah, the Ferengi who owned the bar.
Oh, okay.
They had a name for the place, like the Caveat or something.
Cheers.
Yeah, it was Cheers. Norm! Anyway, Worf! So, you derailed the show again. I forgot my point. What the hell was I talking about?
I don't know. You drank at the place and stuff.
Oh, right. So they brought us out this drink. It was this big purple bowl called the Warp Core Fusion. I have a photo of this. And Allie and I shared the thing. And we were it was in the Hard Rock. And then, we walked, many miles after, in, July heat in Vegas, after having this pure alcohol drink that was smoking with the dry ice. And I did not feel so good by the time.
There's drinks that are actually... It's not even a drink. It's literally just vapors that you inhale.
Oh, wow.
It's not even a drink. It's you just inhale, alcohol as, a smoke.
And it goes through your system faster because it goes right into your bloodstream. And it takes a while for you to actually digest alcohol, but this goes from your fucking lungs.
Is that a good thing, though? I mean, what about those?
A lot of people.
What about the sorority girls who were butt chugging and then dropping dead of alcohol?
Fuck them. They're stupid. That's Darwinism.
But I'm just saying, if you're inhaling a vapor that's going to make the alcohol, absorb in your body faster,
responsibly. I'm not going to shove a beer in my asshole.
I wanted to try it to see what it was like.
I would try it, but I feel like half the fun of drinking is actually tasting what you're drinking. So,
my favorite way to get drunk is to slice a big hole in my scrotum and just pour alcohol into it and just hold it shut.
Do you get a good buzz that way?
Oh, it's great, yeah. I highly recommend scrotuming just pure cane alcohol.
Hey, college kids, be the first to scrotum.
Here's my razor that I use for scrotuming right here. It's right next to the computer, so you know it's real.
Oh, Brad, come on, we're gonna all go
We're going scrotuming, guys.
Don't try to get on a plane with those guys.
Let's scrotum.
So yeah. What other fucking fucked up casting was there? Because we could have gotten Bill Murray as Batman in 1989. Let's not forget that.
That would have been bad. That would have been a bad movie. It would have totally been just as campy as the 60s show.
You think so? You don't think we could have gotten a brilliant
I'm not
Bill Murray?
buying Bill Murray as an action star. I'm sorry. It took me a while to get over, like, you know, when Die Hard came out, we all thought it was a fucking joke. You know, like, what had Bruce Willis done before Die Hard?
It was like fucking, wasn't he in that movie with like...
Hudson Hawk?
Hudson Hawk, yeah.
That was more of a comedy. That was terrible.
Die Hard was like 89, wasn't it?
88.
Hudson Hawk was like 1993, I thought.
Oh, okay, then... He really didn't do much action. I mean, he had a couple
No,
fight
he was in
scenes
that fucking Moonlighting. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I mean, he had a couple fight scenes, but not like... You know, he always found a comedic way to get out of situations and, like, distract them and then sucker punch them.
Bruce Willis became like an action star in like the 2000s even. It wasn't even... It's like Bruce
It started with Die Hard.
It started with Die Hard. He did action movies. He didn't become fucking driving like motorcycles into helicopters and shit until like 2006. When like everything went, like Rambo went off the rails. They made the new Rambo movie. Everything kind of went fucking crazy in terms of violence. It's like, wait a minute, we could just rip somebody's throat out of their fucking head now? Like, oh, this is allowed? Great. You know, let's just murder everybody. Like, there was like a point in like 2003 to like 2007 where shit just got way out of hand, and that is why we have like Die Hard 4 and 5 and Rambo. They're making another Rambo. It's gonna be awesome.
I don't know, man. I agree. Phil has said more than once on this show that, and he's right, that like they're running out of new ideas. Let's have an original idea.
Yeah, I mean,
let's give some indie writers a chance. Like,
there's so many.
The three of us could come up with the greatest property ever.
Probably.
The greatest.
The greatest.
With dark sense of humor and
the trifecta. That's our sign. The trifecta. I'm stealing the diamond cutter sign. It's not a diamond. It's a triangle.
it's a spade.
It's a pussy. Diamonds upside down is a pussy. That's from Ready to Rumble, the WCW film.
Nice.
With David Arquette and
I like that you call it a film.
It's a motion picture, actually.
A motion picture.
It's the WCW motion picture.
The moving pictures. You heard of them, huh?
So speaking of motion pictures, so Marvel announced their next wave.
Into the multiverse.
And Thor's got this like crazy title, like, you know, Thor Hugging Kisses or something, or
Thor's Hole has a hammer now. Is that what it was?
Alright, so in the comic book,
Love and Thunder. Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder. I knew it. Thunder Down Under, I said it.
Love and Thunder.
So what's her name? Jane Foster gets cancer in the comic book, and then Odin sees that she's true of heart and gives her the hammer, because I guess at the time Thor wasn't worthy again, which happens from time to time. He was replaced in the 80s by an alien named Beta Ray Bill.
Oh, I remember that.
Stormbreaker, the hammer in the Infinity War movies, was actually Beta Ray Bill's hammer. And he's sort of this horse-looking monster.
I remember.
He's badass. I had Marvel Legends of him. He's just a cool-looking guy. I mean, I don't know. His dialogue is weird coming out of his mouth. It's not how I picture it, but anyway. So yeah, so that was like a thing.
So we're gonna get the whole hammer now.
Yeah. So she gets the hammer to save, you know, and you know, Marvel was trying to, you know, they had a black Captain America and they had a female Thor. They were trying to do this thing where, you know,
well, that's what's gonna happen.
Progressive,
right? Is it Falcon? He becomes the new Captain America in the comics. And
I don't. He does in the comics. I don't know what they're going to do with it, because they announced that they're going to. He and Winter Soldier are going to have their own show. On the.
Oh, that's a show.
It's going to be on the Disney stream. Loki, Winter Soldier, and Falcon, and the third one is What If, which is
the What If show. Yeah, it'll be cool.
What if it's Winter Soldier? It's going to use all the real actors.
Is the Winter Soldier one? That's going to be a fucking live action show, or that's
it's a live action show, and Baron Zemo's going to wear Zemo's going to come back, and he's going to have the hood. Like
that's going to be fucking crazy.
Dude, yeah. I had a Zemo Secret Wars figure. It was worth like $65. in the card. I just always thought he was like this badass looking. In the comic, it's really stupid. He uses like glue X, and the mask gets stuck to his face forever, and that is his face.
That's why.
Yeah, glue X. Yeah, I mean it was like some hokey '60s. They had some dumb ideas in the '60s, man.
The shitty
Like,
60s.
you know who's playing the new Thor? Isn't it Natalie Portman?
Yeah.
I would watch her.
That's the rumor.
I would watch her read the dictionary. I don't care.
That's what I always say about David Duchovny.
I love this TV show.
Do you guys remember her from The Professional? Like when she was just a little fucking kid?
Oh, yeah.
That assassin movie. I felt very uncomfortable how pretty I thought she was for a little kid, but I was like, oh, she's just a kid, you know? And then she got older, she was in Star Wars movies. I don't know, she phoned in the Star Wars movies, but I don't think she had any scenery.
Everybody phoned it. When you just show up to a room and it's all green, it's like, yeah, this is all gonna be lava.
Oh, is it? Is it George? But like there was that one scene in the third one where she's got like crazy hair and no makeup on, and she's like, "We're gonna raise our babies on the beaches of Naboo," and it's just like, ugh. Like what happened to pretty Natalie Portman? Lucas fucked up Natalie Portman. How do you do that?
Come on, Lucas.
But I always thought she was a great actress because I love that Professional movie. I've seen it like 10 times.
She's great.
I made the assessment of somebody like the other. I realized like I'm really excited for Picard. Right?
Yeah.
I'm a guy that don't give a fuck about Star Wars. I'm pretty psyched for Picard.
It's old man Star Trek. It's like the old man Logan kind of, but he's getting pulled back into the world he left behind.
I realized something. I like more Star Trek movies. Like there's probably the same amount now of Star Trek and Star Wars movies, right?
Okay.
I like
more or less.
Give or take.
I like 3.5 Star Wars movies. I liked Rogue One, I liked Star Wars Empire, and I liked half of Return of the Jedi. So like that's my 3.5 Star Wars movies that I like. I fucking hate every other Star Wars movie that isn't those. Don't give a fuck about the new ones. Thought they were fucking horrible. Hated the fucking prequels. Fucking can't watch them. Star Trek, I always liked the second one. I remember seeing that as a kid. Wrath of Khan was cool. I always liked the one with the fucking robot people where they're like taking over like Picard's
The Boards. First Contact, that one's called. Yeah.
And Generations, like I saw when I was a kid. Like those three, I always liked. They were good.
Okay.
Then I liked the J.J. Abrams movies too. I liked all the J.J. Abrams.
The first one I thought was okay. I thought the second one was just way too convoluted.
I thought they were both. I don't know. I thought they were both better movies than whatever was fucking happening with Star Wars at the same time, for sure. I think I like Star Trek better than Star Wars now. Like I've become old officially. Like that was always like my thing with my dad. Like he's fucking old. He likes Star Trek. That's me now. I like 3.5 movies out of 11. What does that say?
Maybe you matured a little bit.
What do you think of Clone Wars?
I can't watch fucking cartoons, dude.
At all?
No. I can't even watch Archer anymore. I can't even enjoy it. Like, I don't have the attention span to like literally watch something on.
I love it. Like, what about the animated DC movies? Like, are those? Okay?
I love those.
Okay.
Like when I catch them,
a little more arty.
But that's the thing. It's like a movie. I know it's gonna be like an hour, 2 hours, whatever. It's gonna end. I don't have to watch it every single week. Like that's what pisses me off with like Archer. Like I just can't devote a half
really
hour a
should
week
watch
to
Rick and Morty though. It's fucking funny.
So great.
I try. Like I'll watch it. My friend will show me shit all the time, but I can't fucking
It's
watch
your kind of
cartoons
humor,
anymore.
dude. It's just dark sfi. It's fucking fun. And it's
I think Rick and
simple.
Morty's funny. I just will never. You'll never see me put on cartoons. Like 99% of the time, like if I'm gonna watch something, I'm gonna watch either a movie or I'm gonna watch a show that's like some like fucking man.
So what's your soft side thing? Like you take bubble baths or
no?
Like what's your jovial like kitty thing? Like
The Office.
okay.
I think The Office is like hilarious, and The League. That's like the two.
But you don't have anything like silly and childish that you turn to for
Labyrinth.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Weird shit.
Oh,
like
that's Henson at his best. Like he did a lot of great puppets for that one.
For sure.
That one was great.
You know, we did a lot of shitty puppets. Return of the Jedi.
The sail barge puppets were good. Jabba was great.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't
Jim
him.
Henson.
That wasn't him. I don't know. There was. The other thing was, Lucas said, like, Jim Henson, I want you to do this Yoda character. And he's like, well, no thanks. But, hey, my right-hand man, Frank Oz, will do it. And
Could you imagine if they had fucking Jim Henson make Yoda? Like, he would just look like Kermit the Frog with, like, stupid ears. Like, I'll help you, I can. Like,
I think that's what Henson was worried about, but I don't know. Frank
the way
Oz-
their arms move. Like somebody with sticks is just going like this.
And here is your typewriter! Yay! Dude, where'd you at? There is no try.
Oh God, looking at me doing that is horrifying. It looks like I'm just jerking off like a giant. Like, oh! They like that on the internet when I do that.
Paul and the Beanstalk.
Nice.
So, what was the other announcement? All right, so Rick and Morty's got the new season coming out.
New Terminator. Yeah, they brought back Mr. Edward Furlong. I always say not going to be living for long, but he's living long enough to give us a new Terminator movie. So I'm
So
really.
he wasn't
psyched
in the
about that.
trailers, though, right?
No.
No, I don't even think he's gonna be in the movie. I think they're using his voice, and I think they're gonna like. I know they hired a girl that looks like him, and they're gonna put like Edward Furlong's face on like some 13-year-old
Like they did
girl.
for Leia at the end of
I mean,
Rogue
maybe
One.
he won't be in it as like an older guy, but I know they're doing that shit where they're doing the Leia thing.
Wasn't there a story that like Edward Furlong was like 13 years old and he was like banging his tutor or some shit? I heard it on Stern.
I heard he fingered her.
Oh, is that? I don't know.
I heard she blew him. They never had relations. They never made coitus. Is it had coitus or made coitus?
Had coitus, I would say. But who says that?
I say coitus. I say relations a lot.
Relations?
I say
shaking hands?
let's be intimate.
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever say, let's make
Don't joke like that. I say it all the time. I say that to everybody at work. I whisper it. Let's make love.
You do it as Adam West?
Let's make love.
Oh, birds!
I remember one time I saw Frank Gorshin make love to Cesar Romero's mouth with his penis. They haven't had Adam West in a while. One time, oh boy!
Thank God this is not in color. I'm probably afraid.
Yeah, you're like crying because I've defiled Adam West for you forever.
The first time I called into this show, you did the. It's always Frank Gorshin doing something dirty to someone. It's either Burt Ward or Cesar Romero, but there was like a pattern to it. Anyway, so yeah, so I've been like,
Eartha Kitt's pussy looked like a wallet.
So speaking of pussy, I've been seeing how the other half lives in Bergen County. I've been house sitting for my sister in Glen Rock.
Right.
It's a very ooh la la place, and as you saw in the beginning, there was a Roomba, and it was kind of funny when I turned it on. Ellie jumped and like ran into the other room.
She wasn't having it.
She's like, I was like, use the Roomba, so, or we can use the real vacuum like regular people. I'm like, I want to see this thing work. Oh, yeah. But so
Take knives to it.
there's two cats that I have to watch. And one's named Leo, and he has been not coming inside the house at all. I had Lindsay the cat whisperer suggest some treats, and that got him in the house once, but he was in the house once in the last 2 weeks. He was out there for the big heat, the big storm after, and just like, he just keeps coming back and leaving me like rabbit parts. And it's like,
Wow.
is he like, you're next, you know? So it was like, yeah, that's what everybody's telling me. But like, if he likes me, then why don't he come in and hang out? We can watch TV.
Maybe
We can watch Stranger
trying
Things.
to prove-
Mia, the other cat, was
No.
like curling up with us.
He's bringing you that so that you cook it and prepare it for him in a
Yes.
manner fit for a king.
That's
and you
right.
leave it out, and like as like an offering, and then he'll return and bestow his gracious,
Oh,
wonderful
jeez.
presence upon you.
So my question for the group is, it seems to me that like when you say it to a dog, do you want to go outside? They usually jump up and head to the door, and they know what you're saying. When you say it to a cat, they look at you like you have two fucking heads, and then they either strut to the door or turn around and go the other way. So which is more intelligent? The dog because it understands the English language, or the cat because it understands it?
I told you.
And doesn't.
The cat.
Yeah?
The cat is more intelligent because the cat shits on the floor and it knows you're gonna pick up its shit. Like, cats think it's funny, like, oh yeah, look at that. It's a creature that walks on 2 legs, and it's the smartest creature in the world. Like, it works a job to pay so I can live here, and then I shit on its floor, and it picks up my shit,
So
and
you
it still
think cats
loves
are
me
cognizant
anyway.
of money?
Yes, I think cats are they're evil. They are the cats are the devil's creation. They have come here from hell.
I am not a cat fan. I never have been. I've always been more of a dog.
I've always been a dog guy, but I also...
Because I don't like small critters either, because I feel like there's no interaction. But I've seen some YouTube videos that have defined that.
I don't know, I've met cats before that I like. Like, I had my cat when I was a kid was cool. It was like a long hair cat. It looked like the fucking Fancy Feast cat. We would get it, that stupid haircut, so it had like a lion's mane. And it looked
And Alana have a white
ridiculous.
cat that has 3 names, but I call him Jeffrey Jr., and he just always perches on the one part of the kitchen and expects you to pet him.
Yeah.
And
But he's the cat that looks mean.
No, that's JJ Slims. He's, yeah.
There's the one cat that always looks like
Yeah. And then there's the one that just hides under the bed.
hides on it.
I got news for you. They did a study on that, and dogs are actually more intelligent.
Well, yeah, dogs actually have jobs.
Well, they can like listen to you. They can understand certain words.
But does
in
that
language.
quantify intelligence? The ability
No,
to
it
follow
quantifies
directions?
obedience.
Yeah, but
Well-
so do we value obedience more than intelligence then?
Yeah, it's like, would they consider me more intelligent than you if they tell you to do stuff and they tell me to do it, and I just sit here and like...
I think
Look
you're
at
mixing two things. I don't know that intelligence has anything to do with whether you're agreeable or not. I think agreeableness is one thing and intelligence is another. I think.
But would they think I'm not understanding when they're telling me if I just
Right.
look at them?
I think you can get a cat to do so many things, you know. I think that it's not agreeable to a certain extent, but it's also not going to comprehend as much as a dog. But dogs are also like kind of serve us. I mean, we've kind of co-evolved with dogs over tens of thousands of years.
Actually, we've ruined the evolution of dogs. If you see a wolf and you see a pug, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's horrible.
All the inbreeding that
We've
we've
ruined
done for our
dogs.
own amusement.
You look
Like,
at it-
I love Dachshunds, but they're an abomination.
If you look at it from an evolutionary standpoint, I mean, dogs are very successful because we feed them
Yes.
and take care of them. So
Well, it's a
being-
symbiotic relationship,
Right, so being
like,
the-
like the fish that eat off
venom.
the whale's feet, you know.
Right, so serving
teeth.
people has actually served them well. And maybe even better than cats.
But it's funny that in the third world, and when I spent some time in Africa, there's just dogs like running around.
Everywhere.
And somebody in our group got bit. Like I don't know. I got a little freaked out because I used to be a paper boy, and there's just something about dogs that they know when you're a paper boy. Because I got attacked a bunch of times.
Oh,
I know, it was crazy. There was this one.
Now you're a paper man.
Yeah. That's what my dad says. You crying over a dog, and he punched me in the face. And, now you got something to cry. No, he didn't. But yeah, there was this dog named Chumsley that pretty much took a slice out of my ass.
Oh man.
Like it caught the pants, scared the fuck out of me. But the funny thing is like Chumsley was just some like random dog. Like my aunt and uncle used to raise Doberman Pinschers, and those things are not only intelligent but like really loyal. Like. And like if they were out of town and my aunt's father-in-law would get the paper or do something, Rocky would not let him in the house. And they tried to give him like, cold cuts. Rocky wasn't having it.
Wow.
And then Rocky used to do this thing when I'd sleep over, like he'd take his nose and he'd push my arm onto him because he wanted to be pet. It would be like 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. Like, Rocky, not now. What was funny was my cousin was like, I don't know, 4'2", 90 pounds soaking wet, like a really skinny kid. And he's at the top of the tree. He's a big stockbroker now. And he was like about the same height as Rocky, but like just wasn't afraid of Rocky. He was like, Rocky, no! And then Rocky would just cower. Because he knew that, he knew the boss, my Uncle Andrew,
Right.
Valued the kid. I don't know. I think dogs always feel like there's a pack mentality.
Yeah, and they think there's a hierarchy too.
Yeah.
Like they know, like, oh, if I bite one of the kids, I'm gonna get the newspaper.
Yeah.
Something.
So it's just like, but I had a Shih Tzu named Muffin, like, do not go near, even if you have no intention of going anywhere near her food, do not go near her when she ate. She nipped at me, I just walked by and she had like the steak bone And she thought I was trying to take it from her. And she just like nipped at my leg. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, I always would fuck with my dog while I eat.
Yeah, alright.
No, I'm just kidding. That's how I would lose a finger.
My brother at one point had a ferret, and the ferret would steal, and this was the second Shih Tzu, Casey's food, and just take it into its cage. And then Casey would get upset because he didn't know what to do, and anytime he'd go near it, the ferret would just nip at him, or go, and then Casey would go, "Rrr," and it was the funniest fucking thing. But all it wanted to do, I don't even think it ate the food. I think it just wanted to be like, "Fuck you, I'm taking your food," and it just went into the cage.
Is it time for the asshole of the week?
Sure, Phil. What do you think?
My asshole of the week is what was the name of that guy who was running the sex ring? He had all these underage girls that he was
Tom
moving in and out of Mar-a-Lago and private jets.
We talked about him 2 weeks ago.
Well, I just saw a thing on what was it, the BBC or something like that. Some gal who was, she just.
Wow, let's see your search engine.
She gave testimony, and he was flying her all over the place and just giving her to different people and something like that. I was just completely outraged by that. So he's my asshole of the week.
I mean, did these women get paid, or they just?
No, this girl was a sex slave basically,
and she just like
was forced to go wherever. And he said that.
Does that matter if they got paid though?
Yeah, really.
Well, I mean, if it's a prostitute situation and the girl's getting paid for a service, the oldest business in the world, actually.
No, I don't think this was like that. I think
that's what I'm just trying to. I'm trying to get the distinction between prostitution and sex trafficking. I want to know what the distinction.
Well, prostitution. The difference between prostitution and sex trafficking is a prostitute can fucking walk away and be like, no, I'm not gonna fuck this guy, and walk away. Sex trafficking, it's like somebody's telling you, yeah, no, you fuck this guy, or you're cut your head off.
Yeah, you're forced to.
Because like I said in that episode, I just thought it was like Taken, where they just like drug up these girls and just lay them out on cots and let junkies have their way or whatever. But like, I didn't think it was like a gun to the head thing. But I don't know. Did you ever hear the story? Like the chick who did Deep Throat, allegedly she had a gun to her head the whole time.
Really?
With the porn, yeah, Linda Lovelace.
I never heard that.
Like it was at gunpoint. She was forced.
Get out.
The movie.
I don't know. I think Linda Lovelace
made that up.
Kind of a nut.
Yeah, she kind of joined a cult, right? Towards the end.
Yeah,
she's like some sort of religious.
She's sort of fucking one of those people that maybe she was under a threat of violence. I don't think they were pointing a fucking gun at her the entire time. I think it was like a fucking dirty business.
Yeah. I mean, is the porn industry?
I'm not defending it. I'm just saying.
No. I'm just saying. I don't think it was that reputable. I mean, in the mid '70s, it was acceptable for like a guy in his 20s to go bang 16-year-olds. I mean, Christ, there were parents like signing off their 16-year-old kids to rock stars. Ted Nugent, and Steven Tyler are two of them. So if you think about it, they are statutory rapists. If you think about it. And because they're white, they got to take an underage girl over state lines by signing off the weight. Whereas
they were like,
a black man got busted for that bullshit. Well, for that, I don't know.
Well, Chip Berry also got busted for putting
cameras in bathrooms.
I don't know.
What's my point?
That's true.
They didn't get fucking Steven Tyler for that one.
Yeah.
Steven Tyler is watching you pee. Who's your asshole of the week?
My asshole of the week. Gosh. I don't have one.
Good.
But my hero of the week is the guy who made me a gyro sandwich around the corner from Billy's Midway in Hawthorne.
Yeah.
It's a good gyro place. It's right around the corner. I don't know the name of it. One of the best gyros I ever had. Yeah. And it was from a white guy.
What?
Yeah. I don't know. So I don't have an asshole of the week. I have a hero of the week. Gyro guy in Hawthorne.
Gyro guy.
Go.
My asshole of the week is Jim for buying a gyro from a white guy.
I was looking for a cheap way out like that, and I could not find it.
That's why I went last.
Yeah, you always go last.
No, I would say my asshole of the week is, I don't know, I don't think Robert Mueller would look good tonight.
Yeah.
Particularly. No.
How so? Like, I didn't even see it here.
I only saw a little bit of it.
He wants nothing to do with any of this.
Yeah, that was obvious.
He's in a political ping pong right now because the right's trying to use him to exonerate Trump.
Fucked.
Yeah. He's
fucked.
But he basically, I don't know. Look, from what I understand of the Ramallah report, and I've watched several videos, Trump attempted to obstruct, but his people didn't follow through on his orders. But is that intent enough to convict a sitting president?
Yes.
And Mueller seems to think yes, based on some of the attempts he did. Plus, I think we need to further investigate if Trump's organization and his businesses. Real estate is the best way to launder money because you can up costs and then use cheap materials, which he's been accused of over the years.
Yeah, everybody has. My friend just got thrown off the American dream for fucking being unsafe.
I'm just saying.
That place is gonna collapse right into the fucking swamp. I can't wait.
It was in Ozark. The best way to launder money is through construction. And I am convinced that Trump has been laundering money for the Russians.
I'm sure.
I am convinced.
Why would he launder money for Russians? Why would he just launder money for himself?
I think he just has his own dirty business dealings that he doesn't want to come out. I think
still hasn't given up his
as
taxes.
soon as he got
How can you defend a guy because he got a wrestling move? You're going to defend a guy who hides
I don't give
behind-
up my taxes. If you want to look at my taxes, I'll tell you go fuck yourself. Because I'm a government shill.
I think he doesn't want those to come out for a reason.
Yeah.
Because he's very, very resistant. And
he is not paying his fair share.
Basically, what the Mueller report said was there's no problems with the Russians. He wasn't working with the Russians.
He wasn't colluding, yeah.
He wasn't colluding, but they can rule out obstruction of justice. And if he wasn't a sitting president, he would probably be facing an indictment. And I don't know how you can support a person where they say you're a sitting president if he wasn't in the White House would be facing an indictment. That seems pretty damning to me.
They tried to throw Clinton out.
They'll never sit. For getting a blowjob.
Yeah, exactly.
But think of all the shit Clinton did, all the people he murdered. Come on.
He didn't murder anybody.
Yes, he did. His kill list is fucking like 3 pages long.
What are you talking? Yeah, now I know. Now you have terrible. We're playing cards because you have a terrible fucking poker.
You're falling right into the trap. I'm just messing with you. On that note, we're gonna get out of here.
Hey, good night, everybody. Thanks. This was a great show. August 17th. Cult of Contempt's first event. We're gonna have prizes. We're gonna have some guest appearances, possibly celebrities.
Ooh. Yeah. I got a big celebrity coming.
Oh yeah?
A huge celebrity. I'll reveal it next week.
Ooh, look at that teaser. I like it.
We hope you enjoyed our presentation of Cult of Contempt podcast. If you have any questions or comments, or want to hear your band on the show, just write us at cultofcontemptpodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to see back episodes of the show, youtube.com/Plan10Studios, cultofcontempt.org, or right here on Facebook, Cult of Contempt Network. Even check us out on Instagram at Cult of Contempt Podcast. You want to reach Paul? It's at Paul Mauld on Twitter and Instagram, and Paul of the Living Dead on Facebook.com. Phil Perry, the writer, on Instagram, and his Facebook fan page at Phil Perry, the writer. I'm Jim Cook at Jim Cook on Facebook, or Jim Cook Voice Actor on Facebook. You want to get a hold of me directly, jcookvoice@yahoo.com. On behalf of Paul and Phil, I want to thank you for listening. We'll see you next week at 8:15. I'm Jim Cook. Transmission out. Stand by for contact.